Hello, beautiful people. How are all of you doing today? Did you eat? You know, it's been a while since I skipped an eep. Um, but I skipped an eep. So yeah, no, I did not eat. So I'm a little tired. It is what it is. Probably not gonna be the longest stream, but that's okay. Today concert for sure. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of stuff we need to do. Hi chat. We need to do this. I still don't know what the fuck this is, but we need to do it. Not that much. We need to do it on 2 accounts. GG. Is it long, chat? You played Doombots today? I didn't, actually. I don't know why people are mad at the Kanich slander. It's literally true. You know, biggest free to fan on Earth? I feel like there's not too many chatters that can't really be taking that position. Okay, there's not that many chatters that are faithful yet delusional defenders of characters. Okay? But if any chatter can't say this kind of shit, it's you, biggest Frida fan on Earth. The Lee Sin Doombot may be an insect. So tilted. You know, I don't actually know. Oh, that sounds cringe, dude. You still have a special place in my heart. So the level 100 stuff, it's like, I don't think it's that bad, honestly. Like the like whale stuff, like it is a little bit bad because it shouldn't be a level. But like, I wouldn't mind if there was a plus added after 90, where it said 90 plus, or 90 star, or 90 something, right? And it did the exact same thing. But the fact that it's a level makes it feel like the basic, like, core system of levels is split between resin investment and money investment, which feels stupid, and I don't like that. Anyways, let's get Varissa on the team, little bro. Put the Varissa in the bag, and I'm gonna have Traveler instead of Mawika here, because that way things are probably gonna be more chill. Wait, what am I supposed to do now? From Natlan 7 to 22. Talk to him? What the fuck am I supposed to do? Adjust angles? But why would I do that? What's the point? I heckin' love clock gameplay also. How do I take the picture?
My parents always say, no matter how busy life gets, you should always sit down.
Oh. Well, that was cool. Use an elemental skill. Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Drop your weapons.
Drop your weapon, loser! Hydro, normal attack. Alright.
I have high hopes.
This is the, like, insane, amazing, holy Poggers gameplay you've all been waiting for, by the way. Wow. Gotta wait for an idle animation. That's kind of annoying. To be fair, I don't think this is even that bad of an event. I'm just a little annoyed by it because I waited until the last day and now I'm gonna have to do it on 2 accounts on the same day. That's kind of annoying. What's this even? We wait. We've waited long enough. Okay. Bow. Or Traveler. And putting the Traveler in the bag was actually an insane move on my part. Did they not announce any Luna 1 events, or did I just forget everything? I feel like they kind of didn't announce any events. Like, they announced the, like, the selector events. Both of them, right? But that's it, no? Like, they talked about UGC? Yeah, they showed that there was they showed the spindle loot, but I don't even know if they showed the event you get it from. Dendro.
I've been waiting for you.
What the fuck is bro doing, man?
Look out below! Woo!
Yeah, I'm pretty. Luna 1 is not like it's not about its events. It's about the Archon quest and the level 100. That's what it's about. Why does it say 8? I've clearly only done 6. I'm confused. Okay. Me when the game actually forces me to use the Varissa normal attack animation. Chat. Okay, Varissa's normal attack animation pisses me off so much. Because she's my main, so she's the character I'm usually on when I alt tab. And then when I try to alt back in, like when I alt tab and I look at this monitor, which is where my OBS is, right? But without, like, leaving Genshin on my other monitor, when I bring my mouse back, I have to click in if I wanted to do it. And I just do this, and but stupid ass annoying Varissa's normal attack animation pisses me off every time, man. And like, it happens pretty often that I just want to click to tab in and then escape and go do something in one of the menus. And like, when I do that on when I do that on Varissa, it just does this. And I feel like I'm a degenerate. You know, like I swear I'm not. This isn't what I'm trying to do, okay? I swear. All right, like this one's not on me. It's not.
Time to roll. Here I go!
Anyways. What's this emote? Olo, that's a horrible emote. I hate it. You know what? Wait, what time do we need to go to? We'll just fucking do some actual calcs. But probably not that much. All we know for a fact so far for the level increases is that the base stat increase will be about a 5% DPS upgrade. And the level increase and the level multiplier increase will be another like 2 point something percent. So it should be hovering around 10% increase for everyone. But that's without assuming talents or transformative reaction changes, and I don't know, man. How much for Flynn's? It's a similar amount for Flynn's. No. 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 Okay. It's just the normal ass. Okay, never mind. I don't think it's gonna be a problem. How much for a quick blue? And again, we don't have it confirmed how much of an increase it is on transformative reactions. We only have the speculation on Honey Cat and on the wiki. Bro still hasn't done that. It's been 5 years. This account is a month old, man. Shut up. Oh wait, no, that's my main account. Never mind, I don't have an excuse to say. I don't have an excuse. I'll take the L. I will graciously accept my L on this one. Did I just? Nah, bro. That. It's. I don't know what to say. My E didn't launch me up because I got blocked by a ceiling, and then I did a charge attack, and I got staggered in the middle of the animation, and I got launched up and died. Dude, what the fuck? I got tent into hoardered true comboed. Holy fuck. But see, this is the sort of stuff. You guys need to clip it. This can make into a short eventually, but it'll only make it into a short eventually if it's clipped. 24 days too early. By the way, chat, for those of you who are lazy people, you can clip with Alt X. Alright, bet. Also, if you're too lazy to, like, actually go through the Twitch UI and make a proper clip, it's still helpful even if you just publish a clip that's not properly cropped. Because editors can see where things got clipped in the VOD, and if there's a bunch of clips, they can be like, oh, that was a good moment. Why did Flames pre-release precede Llamas even when Llamas was first half? It's the first one I recorded, and we didn't know until the live stream that Flynn's was second half. It was ready to post. Day of. The Llama wasn't. Pretty much all it is. Animo, skill. Alright. I'll put the Chaska in the bag. Is Llama pre-release edited? That is a good question. I'll check. No, not yet.
All right. Who's? Let's burn this breeze.
It doesn't work for the plunge attack that you do by pressing hold skill on Chaska. Cooked. I tried to style on them, but it didn't yeah. Alright, whatever, man. Huh? What? Why can I not do this? Do I need to do this one first? I guess. It's weird. Because none of the other ones were locked before. But just for the last page, the one at the top is locked behind the one at the bottom. It's such a fucking stupid thing. Oh, I missed the fucking waypoint. GG. It's too late now. Sunk cost fallacy, we're already almost there. Oh, fuck me. Yo, that's balls! Bro, why does he look so red? Like, bro got a fucking, what do you call it? Sunburn. Chat, in French, they don't call it a sunburn, they call it a sun hit. I think that that's kind of more of a banger name, personally. Sword. How to calculate Arlecchino's damage is confusing because of the bond of life. Give me a second. But basically, her normal attacks do whatever number is in here, plus the first one, the Mask of the Red Death, multiplied by her current bond of life. At the start, she gets 130 bond of life, so her very first attack. Right? We'll do 130 bond of life, 238 Mask of the Red Death value, and 93.9 from the N1. They'll have 403 motion value. Oh my god, is that Brave Skirkinara in the chat? Do you guys think that's the real Brave Skirkinara, or do you guys think that's an imposter? Okay, that's actually the real one, I'm pretty sure. That's crazy. That's crazy. You guys want to know how I know that is the real one? Because the last time they were here, they just said siege win. Oh. Classic. Was she wrong? I never said that. I never said that. And that is all of the 60. I believe that's everything, right? Yep. Are you supposed to get something from this that I already got? So yeah, okay. Because I was like, I feel like they should give you something of this to make it clear whether or not you've done all of them, because the menu's not really intuitive. But they do, it's just that my battle pass is already maxed out. Damn. Alright. Will I spend resin today? How many days until the patch? 9 days. I don't need to condense yet. Could spend my resin today, no problem. I don't have to though. I can think about it a bit more. Bro, is stacked on primos? Yeah. Natlin was minus 35k primos on this account, which honestly isn't that bad. Right, because I spawned in 5.0 with 100,000 primos, and I went down to like 40k. But I've been saving back up a little bit. You got lucky? I did get lucky. Is this a no wish account? No, this is my main account. It's a normal ass account. Isn't 35k crazy unlucky? Minus 35k for having gotten every single Natlin character? No, that's actually pretty lucky. It's not that lucky either, though. I think it's fairly average luck, honestly. Or, like, it didn't take me 35,000 Primo Gems. It's with what I spent plus what I got back through the 5.x versions. It's a net negative of 35k. But, like, I don't think I got an early 5-star. No, that's not true. I got an early lost 50-50 at some point. And I might have gotten... Check wish history? I'm too lazy, man. The wish history menu having, like, 500 ping pisses me off so much. Like, why is it like that? Why is it that I click now and it takes like a second and a half to go to the next page? Why? Why does it do this? Part of me thinks that it's actually intended that way. Like, maybe they give us a system, but they make it painful to use to keep track of our wishes, so that it's harder to keep track of our wishes, but they get to say, no, you guys have a system, so we don't need to add anything. I don't have that problem, you just have so many pages. No, because this is also the case on a new account. Do you activate cons on this account? I don't get cons on this account. But there isn't a single constellation that I did not activate. Although if I could go back in time, I would keep Zhongli C0. You said you're considering C1 Nilo? Yeah. It's gonna depend on Nefer. Because I want to go for the llama package on main. And if Nefer is reliant on Nilo, then in order to get the llama package, I'm gonna need to get Nilo. And then if I'm getting Nilo, I might as well get her C1 from the selector. Will you include Nilo C1 in free to play Calix now? Yeah. I think that's reasonable. Would you ever get her C2? No. I'd gladly select it from a selector, but I would never spend wishes to get it. Well, her ring extending by 6 seconds adds something to Calix. Her Hydro Obligation has a 2-second ICD, so 6 more seconds is 3 more apps. That's 3 more blooms. Your blooms are hitting for like 30-something K. That's like 100k more DPR. In single target, 200k more DPR in AoE. Which is 5 to 10k DPS. Not bad, honestly. Not great, but like, not bad either. Like, it's honestly acceptable. Will the rotation be over by then? No, not really. At the end of the day, you have to understand. This is especially the case in Bloom teams, not just Nilo teams, like Hydro Bloom teams too. Just Bloom reaction teams. If you use an ability 5 seconds after starting your rotation, and the ability lasts for 20 seconds, and your rotations are 20 seconds, it'll be active from 5 seconds into your rotation until the end of your first rotation, but it will also be active for the first 5 seconds of your next rotation. As long as your uptime doesn't exceed your cooldown, it will be an uptime increase. And that's something you notice a lot in double Hydro Hyperloom teams, where if you look at calcs or sims for first rotation Hyperbloom, it looks a lot worse. Because your first 5 seconds is just deploying all your abilities. You don't really deal damage until all of your abilities are deployed. right? Because the Hydro doesn't do damage by itself, the Dendro doesn't do damage by itself, the Electro doesn't do damage by itself. You only start dealing damage when you apply Electro to a seed you generated from applying Dendro and Hydro. So it forces you to do 3 full swaps before the enemy takes any real damage. But because those abilities last for longer than your rotation does, on the second rotation, those 3 full swaps happen while your abilities are still deployed, so they do damage. But the first rotation, it doesn't do damage. You know how the second part of Nilo passive works? Like, is it 65 damage bonus or direct 1.65 increases for skill damage? Wait, what do you mean? Which passive? Which passive are we talking about right now? Oh, C1. I see. Oh no, it's just 65 damage percent. It's dog shit. Why is C1 Baiju good? Baiju is not a character that does damage, really. So having to build more ER for him is generally not that big of a problem. However, he's an 80 cost burst. And the reality is that for 80 cost bursts, it actually is possible to end up in a situation where even if you build a fuck ton of ER, it's not enough to get your burst back. For Baiju specifically, who has a bunch of teams where he wants to skill into swap, and he doesn't battery his particles into himself, it's even more the case. So being able to front load 2 skills by swapping into him once every 20 seconds just allows him a lot more flexibility in rotations and allows him to significantly lower his ER requirements in teams that can't afford to swap back to him. The biggest problem is that with Llama coming out, Baiju's best team by far is gonna be Nilo teams, and Nilo teams can afford to swap into him whenever. The nice thing, though, is that the charges still help, because without the C1, you swap into him, if his skill is up, it means that you did not use it off cooldown, right? And if his skill is not up, you don't want to stay into him until it is, because you're better off rotating through your other characters. So unless you swap into him right as the skill cooldown expires, in practice, you'll end up using his skill every like 12, 13, 14, 15 seconds. Despite his cooldown being 10. Which also helps ER requirements, even in those teams. It also helps front load healing better if you feel like you're about to die, which is very possible in Nilo teams.
Quick as a flash. Wrath from the sky.
But honestly, the main reason why I value Baiju's C1 over a lot of the other characters' cons is because he's a support. Oh. I love that. It's really unlikely to be better, but if the hidden roll is attack percent, I'll level it. Not if it isn't though, so I'll wait until next patch. 3-liner. A 3-liner that's actually that's like actually a 3 useful rolls at +4 can still be good, right? Like that's pretty high odds of being a 7 roller, which isn't bad. You know, ask Emberdev to update characters, character levels to contain 100. I mean, it's not like I'm paying the Amber devs. Kind of feels a bit weird to like ding donk, hey dev, you better fucking improve your website the way I want you to. I do think it would be nice if they added level 100 stuff, but they'll probably, it's the sort of stuff that they'll probably do without external prompting. And if I ask them to do it, it'll probably just be annoying. How much does Flynn's lose if you use ER Sands instead of attack, considering you use the big bursts in the ER Sands case? It heavily depends. But in teams where you use no big burst at 125 ER versus big burst every 3 rotations at 175 ER, the DPS difference between the two is so small that on some weapons it's an upgrade and on some weapons it's a downgrade. Did I lock it? I did, okay. I'll also wait to see if it's an attack roll on 4. I'm not leveling it if it isn't. Because I already have decent enough pieces for this set. And honestly, if I ever actually put that set on Skirk, it'll probably be because I'm overcapped on Maréchal. Oh no, it's not because I'm overcapped. It'll probably be because I'm using the burst stuff. But with burst stuff, I don't have a crit sword like I do with Eshu. Right? I'll be on the new burst damage sword. So I'd probably rather have crit rate circlet over crit damage. Is Shovel going to be good for Inefa and Flynn's teams? Yesn't. It's one of your many, many options for Inefa. Is Emblem Flynn's cooked or strat? It is maybe the worst possible 5-star artifact set you can give him. Is there any set that would be worse? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to find. Let's rack our brains together. Let's try to think of a set that would be worse. Shimenawa's. Yeah, I suppose Shimenawa's consuming energy would make it worse. Galleries? I mean, it would basically be the same, right? Because all Emblem does for Flynn's is it buffs this number, which you just outright don't use in most teams, and even when you do use it, it's like 2% of your DPS. Is Berserker better than Emblem? Probably not. Four-star artifact sets are just so much worse than five-star artifact sets for stats. 20% ER is more than zero value from VV. I mean, yes and no. But if I'm being like completely and fully honest with you, at least when you're fighting an animal hypostasis, VV on Flynn's is helpful. But like that's the competition here, okay? Like Emblem is competing with VV. So no, it's not good. Don't do it. Why is Malika on 5? Because if she wasn't on 5, do you think that it would be enough to make this enemy die from this plunge attack? We're missing like 200k damage. You think we can get that just from changing our Malika weapon? Fuck no. So we'd still need to do the same amount of attacks. So if we're gonna need to do the same amount of attacks anyways, why not use Fav to make sure that we always get our burst back on Chevy and we can keep doing this brain dead? Sure. Okay. What if you don't crit? Impossible to not crit. I have min-maxed this domain. So that in order to clear it, all I need to do is Verisa E, Traveler's QE, Eonsun EQ, Malika EQ, Verisa E plunge Q. And it's 100% consistent. Because I have a 100 crit rate on both Verisa and Malika. And even if every other hit doesn't crit, that's enough to kill it from full HP. Sounds too hard, just Kirk Burst. The problem is, without C2, you have to wait for this Kirk Burst to be able to one-shot. You have to stare at the enemy while waiting for a second Void Rift to get generated.
Add Astra. Thank you for complete. Add Astra.
That's why when I was doing Stygian farming on the turtle during Disturbance Outbreak, it was faster for me to use Kirk normal attacks to kill it. Because one Void Rift burst wasn't enough to kill. But waiting for the second Void Rift took so long that it was like, it would be dead by the time I do the burst animation just from the normal attacks. Indulging myself. Okay, Mona. Who asked? Who asked? Monthly reset tomorrow? That is true. Paying rent tomorrow also. Why pay rent when you have teapot? Maybe you're onto something. Do you guys think we can be smart about this and already set up so that we have... No, I don't think so, actually. Because I know we're gonna need Animal at some point. We're gonna need Dendro at some point. We're also gonna need Electro at some point. Are we gonna need Pyro? Maybe we don't need Pyro at some point.
I'll lead the way.
How do you want Nefer's kit to be? That's a good question. Oh shit, that... We do have a necessary Pyro. Fuck. GG.
Ready to ride.
But I don't know, because... First, I think that Nefer's kit should make you want to use Tappy instead of Holdy on Llama. Right? I think Nefer's kit should be a way to use Verdundu that is more efficient than using it on Llama with her Holdy. But I don't really know what I'd want to see outside of that.
Rise with the
Yeah. Yeah, like, C2 Nahida's usable in those teams, it's just that... It's a little power craft. Like...
pyroclastic surge.
What can I compare it to?
Hey, not a bad haul.
Did I do both of these? Yeah, I did. It's a way you can use your C2 Nahida, but Nahida's position in the team is not very stable. Pulling Llama and then not Nefer is a good choice. We don't know yet. We don't know what Nefer does. But also, if you're just asking, like, how's Llama in a vacuum looking right now? She's looking good, but if Nefer is looking great and a lot better, and if content is balanced around you having it, then, well, it's not gonna be good then, right? Like, we don't know. How broken would Bennett be if he had Night Soul? I mean, he'd be better, but I think a lot of people overestimate Bennett's ability to reliably proc scrolls in teams that matter. Like, it wouldn't do anything to Moiga teams because you already have a procer. Same for Arlecchino teams. It wouldn't really help him in Versa teams. Could help him in some Chaska teams, but not all of them. Be nice for Kanich, I guess. But only if you're using Bennett and Neonson at the same time. Because otherwise, he's not getting a proc after the first rotation. Same as Maoika. But, like, what are the other strong attack scaling carries that use Bennett? Arlecchino, yeah, but with Arlecchino, generally you either already have a trigger for it, or wouldn't be able to get it reliably anyways. I guess it would be nice for Arlecchino, Bennett, Chevreuse, Fischl, maybe. But it would still be a little sus for Bennett to proc it, and you'd probably have to either add a swap to Bennett in the middle of your rotation, or lose the snapshot on Fischl, both of which would be kind of annoying. It would be good for Tulpa. I mean, sure. I guess. As Naida's position in Quicken or Spread Bloom, like Alhaitham Tefnari, is she still the best there? Not really. She's still usable there, but Llama's kind of a side grade in the worst case scenario. wasn't paying attention. What do I need for this? Electro. GG.
Please select target.
Put the clanker in the bag, little bro. Sorry.
Accelerating.
I really hope Nefer doesn't end up being Kanich 2.0. When did Kanich come out? Was he 5.0 or 5.1? 5.0? Yeah. That's good news for you. What's better in a Llama, Raida, and Singso Hyperloom team? Another Dendro for resonance or Hydro for more cores? Resonance doesn't do shit. So, definitely another Hydro. That's a thumbnail face, by the way. That's crazy. Big. You say banking on my highest con center character to get Masterless Fortuna is better than all other options? Not all other possible options, but it's very possible that it's better than all your other current options. By the way, whose idea was it to make it require specific times? But the time for the first one is like just a little bit later than the time for the next one. So you have to do fucking round the clock adjustments instead of just tiny ones. Whatever. How much, if at all, does Auron's 9 energy refund affect Flynn's ER requirements for C0? I forgot what the trigger condition is. I'm not sure. What's the trigger condition again? It's after he uses skill, right? Fucking call it is. Sorry. Yeah. But you can just not use... . You just not use normal attacks on your other characters until you get to Flynn's to guarantee it on Flynn's. I guess you can make it hit reliably. It's a nice little thing. It's the equivalent of like 20%-ish ER. It's useful. Do you think it makes Auron best in slot free to play? I still don't think it's better than perfectly played Electro MC, but outside of perfectly played Electro MC, probably, yeah. Is Electro MC difficult team or more so inconsistent? I mean, it's difficult in a way that would lead to inconsistency. Anyways. We've done it! Woohoo! Alright, chat. I need an helper. We are currently, I believe, 12 out of 14. For our Sucrose boss mats. 12 out of 14. So I need a European helper to allow me to invade their world so I can kill the hypostasis.
I won't hold you.
And we just need to do it once. I honestly don't need to do this in co-op because I'm never gonna need to come back to this boss after I get my Sucrose to 60, but oh well. Is your C2 Mawika still under geared? The problem was never really the gear. I mean, the weapon, sure. Like, the artifacts are fine, though they're not amazing. And she's got the burst crown. The problem is, the other teammates. We don't have the other teammates built properly. We're on the way there, though. We still don't have Zitlali, and Bennett's C0. So we still got some time ahead of us. Are you pre-farming for Sucrose? Yes, I am. I'm manifesting my Sucrose. Doesn't matter if we get 4. I would much rather see a gemstone than a 4. Or a good artifact. We got neither. GG. That's fine though. Do I want to do any other boss? I don't think so. Is your last log gonna be on your Flynn's team? I don't know, honestly.
Many insects have a compulsion to follow the light. And
It'll
humans
probably just be I know, but
except we call
Kunefa
it
boss.
hope.
I could, yeah. The thing is, I don't actually want to level her with this because I need these things for Flynn's.
God should broaden their horizons in the world below.
I don't know what the next step is. I don't think today is book day, right? It is book day. Oh. Oh, we're Sunday. I guess we could go do books then. Sure, let's go do books. You have Sapwood on Bennett? Yeah. I did end up putting Sapwood on Bennett. Let's grab this. Okay.
Select target for cleanup sequence.
Not like it matters what the last lot is here.
Burn it down.
Stronger. Let's
Pyroclastic surge. Rev the engine.
I thought my clanker was still up. GG. 7 days. Yeah, I gotta use it now.
Light it up. Defensive mode engaged.
teamwork is dreamwork. Let's lock.
Annihilation mode. Light of the blazing sun. Stop me.
Is Inefa on TOM? No, she is not. My Inefa, just like every other character on this account right now, is on scroll.
Rise with the sun.
Cleanup sequence initiated. Controlled breathing. Let's go in. Off we go.
Wrath from the sky.
And like, you're laughing, But trust me, you would not be laughing if you saw my fucking scrolls attack circlet. That's not crit damage shot, that's crit rate. This account is a month old. I didn't mean, sorry, I said this is circlet, I meant goblet. You know what I meant. It's such a good off piece right now, but it'll also, like, permanently be great because 18 crit rate for Eon Sun is insane. Is it 2 months old now? I don't know, man. Whatever. We have 21 right now, and how many do we need? We need 28, right? It's also gonna be a cracked piece through Nod-Krai. Yeah, it's gonna be an amazing off piece. Eon Sun Goblet with no ER. Why are you acting like ER matters on Eon Sun? Like, just prog the fab and that's all we need. Nice. Blue purple. We're at 23 out of 28. Chat, friendly reminder. Make sure that you have 5 condensed resin when the patch drops. Because after the patch, condensed resin is 60 resin.
Thank you.
And before the patch is 40 resin. You can make one for 40 resin and then use it after the patch for 60. Plus 100 resin. Surely they won't code it differently. I mean, honestly, they won't. I can tell you right now, there is no way they're gonna bother with that. So the CN notes you can carry it, yeah. I mean that makes sense. Like, yeah. Because 100 resin is nothing. It's the sort of stuff that feels good, but it doesn't actually do anything. Anyways, I should have my second set of expeditions ready now.
This route.
I'm too lazy. I should swap the companions for the friendship XP, but I'm too lazy. I care a little bit, but I don't care that much. I bet. Can I make more of these? No. I'll have to go farm them if I want to finish that set. GG. Fine. We'll go do Teapot on the EU account as well. It's okay, Saluna. But if you mean for today, that's not happening. I'm fucking dead. But you can DM me about it if it's for another day. You can watch this later. What is that? Taking responsibility. Okay. And it's just him, like, doing artifacts or some shit. Nice.
This realm is... If you ever had... This realm is...
Claimed, claimed. Claimed. Not claimed. And this is Beidou, Shangling. That's it.
Why didn't you tell me? Come on, join.
I mean, Nod-Krai do you need for max racist stats on artifacts? It's 2. You please play some rhythm game. I'm omega tired, so it's probably not a good idea. I could send 1, but it's not gonna go well. This we have nothing. This we have Chi-Chi and Yao Yao. Is the thing ready? It is ready. Oh, sick. Companions. Yao Yao. Yutu. Bet.
Wow. In which case... I'll get...
Is it a bad idea to preform the new set for Nefer? I mean, we will have Nefer leaks by the time the new set comes out. Like, the new sets come... The leaks come out the same day as the patch. So, just what? Like, you could just ask me the question at when the patch drops. Amber Beidou. Oh my god.
It's a bit rough. So, this place ain't half.
Will it just be Nefer next patch? We don't know.
You built such... Can I practice? Or maybe we...
It's a little unclear. I have to go buy these with money? Fuck no. Okay, these I can make, right? Do I want to? I literally don't own a single one of these characters. I don't really want to. I have Sethos, so I guess I can go for this. Oh, that's kind of cooked. Reputation? Nah, that's cooked. That one's too cooked, man. Oh yeah, this one's... Huh. Oh. Oh boy. You know what? Sure.
This road.
What wood do we need? Please tell me it's a wood I have. Oh, we don't need any wood. Wait, that's crazy. What the fuck? Wait, but that's not better though. Shit. That's actually worse than wood. I'm so poor in white iron chunks. My god. That's kind of crazy. I can't believe this. Whatever, let's just queue something for fun. I'll probably need this for something, maybe. I can't bother.
If you ever.
Alright, well, I hope we won't have to make a new weapon. We're gonna have to craft a shovel for Inefa, won't we? Nah, I'll just fucking slap a fab on her. That way I don't have to farm white iron chunks. That's the play for sure. For sure. Oh shit, I'm sorry, that I was all... This is what I mean, man. Okay. Yeah, is it time to watch the concert? Is it just this? Is it just 4 minutes? It's both of them? Alright. Which bad take should I start with, chat? Okay, this one's really minor, okay? But like, I do not like what they did with the lighting here. Like, I get what they were trying to do, but like, it looks ugly as fuck. And my eyes hurt. And it's the last part of the song, so that's the last thing you see, that's what you remember at the end. It's too bright. My eyes hurt. Yeah, I mean, okay. Honestly, I don't really feel strongly about this song. There's no aspect of it that I don't like, but there's also no aspect of it that I think is outstanding. It just feels kind of forgettable. This feels like a track that could go in an Avatar movie. Does that make sense? Like it feels like a song that was made for a James Cameron movie. Like, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but like, it's just got a specific vibe to it that feels kind of commercial, I guess. But like, it's not a bad song. It's just, to me, pretty forgettable. Like, I don't feel very strongly about it either way. Tweet your thoughts? No. There's no point. Wait, was I even on the... I just realized that VOD watchers didn't get the audio at all. Sorry. You guys will have to put the song yourself if you want to listen to it, losers. Alright. Listen to the next one. This, chat, is the extent of what we'll hear of this song in-game. Because this is the combat track, right? This is these first 20 seconds are all we're gonna hear of this song in-game. So let's listen to those first 20 seconds again. Okay. Not the best start to a combat track. I kinda like this part. That's a nice transition, I think. By the way, man. This guy looks like he's having the time of his life, man. My god. That, like... I feel like it's kind of losing steam right now. I feel a bit more strongly about this song than I did about the last one. Both positively and negatively. There were a couple spots where I really liked the melody. And the like... The instrumentation was really nice. But there were also a bunch of spots where the instrumentation felt kind of boring. Like that first transition and that second to last transition were very nice. But the rest was kind of underwhelming. The vocal parts were alright. Thoughts on the staging? I don't know. Honestly, I don't really care. One thing I'll say, I don't know if there's ever a shot where they're like properly shown. Yeah. Bro, these guys are just like they're just their body language is very relaxed. It does not look like they want to be there. Also, personal hot take, I think it should have been a unisex dress code. Everyone should have worn this outfit. Don't see the reason why these guys need to wear a fucking shirt and pants like this. NPC looking ass outfits, yeah. Cause like, the image they're trying to convey with these outfits is like druidic tribe or some shit, right? But like, these guys just look like peasants. They should have worn robes, man. Maj. Are they not supposed to be peasants? I think they're supposed to be like druids or something similar to that. I regret asking you to react to this. Now you're just being an asshole. Yeah, that's true. Jeff, how dare you have an opinion on the costume design for the outfit of this this like performance? You're not allowed. You're only allowed to voice positive opinions. When you have negative opinions, you have to keep them to yourself. It's not like I'm going out of my way to say, like, this is the only valid opinion, and if you disagree, you're wrong. Yeah, it's also not like this is a particularly contentious take. Like, vaguely old-looking shirt plus sweatpants is not really a dress code that conveys the same vibe as this does. And I don't think that's a... Like, I think that's a fucking... I think that's a pretty normal thought to have. But like, unironically, it's pretty clear to me that there was no actual costume design. They just had a dress code. And I think that's a pretty big miss. If you're gonna be recording something like this. As part of your main promotional material for something. It's fine if the musicians just have a dress code and not a uniform. But like the singers in the background, like the way they're staged, kind of it needs more uniformity in the costumes. And also, I think they would have slayed a lot more if their dress code was the same as the women's dress code. So, true. Yeah, all in all, like, Genshin never really misses with their music. Alright, this isn't bad at all. But because they never miss, it also means that what they're competing with is consistent quality. And I don't think this particularly stands out compared to that consistent quality they've had. Either negatively or positively. It's just, alright. Anyways, you watched Jello's video on the best characters to pick from the selectors? I'm curious what you guys
The new Genshin Impact Anniversary rewards coming for the Nod-Krai version allow you to...
Okay, Jello, we need to have a talk, man. I understand wanting to use Genshin's music for your background sound in your videos, okay? Like it's DMCA free, no problems, a lot of it is good. Why would you choose this track? Why? Man, again!
not only pick a free standard banner character of your choice, but they also allow you to pick a constellation for a limited 5-star that you already own for up to 4 different characters. Along with this, they introduced the level 100 mechanic that you're only able to take advantage of after receiving constellation 7 and above 5-star characters, including standard characters, which further complicates the choice of who to pick for your standard banner selector and for your free constellation selector. So, this is a pretty cool thing. thing that Genshin is doing. They did it in the weirdest way possible with a lot of caveats and a lot of confusion, and there's still a lot of things that I really don't like about it. But all in all, I'm kind of getting excited about all of this stuff. After all, it is new, it is different, it is free, it is a shakeup, and I'm here for all of those things. It is kind of exciting, even though there were so many caveats that made me annoyed. I'm getting excited for it now. I guess the first question is, who should you pick from the standard banner selector? And the reality is, you should pick whichever one you are closest to getting Constellation 6 of, so that you can start working towards level 100 or at least level 95 for one of your favorite characters. Level 95 and 100 are looking like a pretty good upgrade. We'll make a whole video on who the best characters are to level 100. I'm hoping we can get a little bit more information, because right now it is very sparse for the exact information that we have. So I'm going to make that video as late as possible and hope we get information. After all, there are a bunch of other videos, including this one, that we can make first. But yeah, just a couple things I wanted to note about level 100, because in this video I'm going to talk about how OP it is, and I'll basically say things like, even for the characters that have good constellation increases, it's possible that level 100 will be a bigger increase even for them. And the reason why I say that is because it's not just level 100. It doesn't work the exact same way, at least as we know now, compared to other levels. Up to level 90, attack scalars would get less out of levels than HP scalars because of the base attack from the weapon, diluting the power of the base attack of the character. However, we know for a fact that going from 90 to 95 to 100 is equal across the board for attack scalars and HP scalars. So that's something that we didn't know before that we know now that is very interesting. So if it's good to level up your Mulaney to 100, it'll also be good to level up your skirt. On top of that, it says right here, their abilities will be enhanced. What does that mean? It might mean that talents will also increase, and that's what I think is the most
This is how Zajef experiences anime? No, this is how I experience anime.
likely. What possibly would be massive big increases based on the huge upgrade, and that standard banner characters. So I still think that it's big as we think. We don't know exactly how big it will be, but we do know how big the current constellations are. So again, that's why I think this video is valuable. And one final thing, I'm gonna talk in the video about certain things being a huge damage increase.
How do you read manhwa?
Hyper bloom.
Can I make it so my spacebar goes this?
It's getting a
no. I guess I can just use the page down. Oh, fight scene. Oh, dialogue's back.
Be the case, it could absolutely change, and we will update that in a future video. Level 100 is going to be good, and the standard banner characters, they have been truly power crept out of the meta. All of them, to be honest. I guess Mona does
Your takes make sense now. Shut up.
have a use on Skirk teams, especially a Constellation 4. So you could argue that that one has some meta value. You could pick up a Constellation 0 Diluc if you really want to do Diluc Plunge. For Diluc Plunge to be amazing, you do want to work towards C2 Shenyan and C2 Silali, especially C2 Silali, but both of them are very impactful, and that is much more worth it than Diluc Cons. And if you have, like a favorite character that you really just want to use, then you can go for them. Sure, people are going to say that Jean has some uses on Farina teams, Kaching has Aggravate, Tainari has Spread and Hyperbloom, and Dia has some defensive utility, and Mizuki has, I don't know what Mizuki has. People are going to say that they have those uses, and they do, but that was like 2 years ago when these characters were usually not the premium option at the time, but they were pretty good. Now they are pretty bad. If you try and make a Tainari Spread team and try and use it to clear Stygian Onslaught, you are not going to do it unless you are, I don't know, you are maybe a C6 Tainari owner. I'm thinking about activating my C6 Tainari and testing it and making a Tainari guide. Kind of excited for that. Let me know if you'd like to see that in the comments. But as an early carry, these are all of these characters really only worth getting if you like them, except for maybe Mona. If you don't have a good option for Skirk as the 4th slot, I think Mona might actually be a real choice here. Other than that, just work towards whoever is going to get you towards C6 and start getting you some Masterless Strugglers so you can get 95, level 100, etc. For the limited characters, it is a bit more interesting. However, I will preface this by saying choosing a constellation out of any of these characters that's not a standard banner working your way towards level 100 is technically throwing meta-wise. So if you're wondering, should I pull C1 Hu Tao or should I get C1 Hu Tao for free? If you love Hu Tao, you should absolutely do that. It's a great quality of life. It's a 15+% damage increase, but it's not going to be nearly as big as reaching level 95 or 100 for your Hyper Bloom carry or for your Flins or your Hyper Bloom trigger, not your Hyper Bloom carry, or probably even some other characters that we'll talk about in a future. Get C1 Hu Tao for free. If you love Hu Tao, you should absolutely do that. It's a great quality of life. It's a 15+% damage increase, but it's not going to be nearly as big as reaching level 95 or 100 for your Hyper Bloom carry or for your Flins or your Hyper Bloom trigger, not your Hyper Bloom carry, or probably even some other characters that we'll talk about in a future video. So yeah,
I don't know about that, because I agree with the overall idea that Hu Tao C1 is bait as fuck. But the way he says it kind of implies that Flynn's level 95 and 100 is more than 15% damage increase, which it probably is not.
Unless you're a really dedicated Hu Tao main, and the same goes for all of these characters, it's better to just go for the level 100 stuff. But yes, Hu Tao is worth it if you're a Hu Tao main. Same with Wanderer. His C1 gives him around a 10% team increase, and C2 around a 25% increase from C0. This is of course for Wanderer hyper carry. These will be smaller increases if you're using Wanderer Escoffier wheelchair, Wanderer double hydro wheelchair, then you will get smaller team increases. If you are actually a Wanderer main, this is a win. Same with Hu Tao. Getting his C1 and C2 are good. And I say C1 and C2 because maybe you already have C1. You can only pick each 5-star one time out of the 4 times. Then maybe next year you can do it again. Oh, I will finally say about Wanderer, he does also have good other constellations up to C6. So, you know, if you're truly a Wanderer main, continuing to pick Wanderer does have some value, unlike Hu Tao, who pretty much caps out at C1 to pick. Oh, I will finally say about Wanderer, he does also have good other constellations up to C6. So, you know, if you're truly a Wanderer main, continue.
So, like, I don't know about that. Like, at this point, C6 Wanderer is like the equivalent of an average modern C0 carry, I feel. I guess it's not bad, but like,
to pick Wanderer does have some value, unlike Hu Tao, who pretty much caps out at C1. Ayaka, her C2 is good, her C1 is bad, so careful about that, and her C2 is around a 10% team damage increase when it all hits. So if you're fighting a boss, it's a pretty solid increase. Not
okay,
like
that's not true. Because if it all hits, it's 40% damage to your burst, and your burst is more than a quarter of your team DPS. I can't, man. I guess it's not that much more than a quarter, huh? Maybe I'm the delusional one. Maybe it is a 10% team DPS increase. Wow. That's kind of cooked.
like it makes her crazy broken. I think a lot of casual players have the idea that constellations are really big and they're going to make your character way more strong, but a 10% increase, this is the equivalent of getting, you know, 3 artifact upgrades for your Ayaka. It's not like, it's good, but it's not crazy. And on top of that, like, it does miss, right? Because it creates the 2 additional thingies on the side, and so that can miss. But against, you know, boss enemies, it should hit. Nilou C1, I would say, so I'm going to move Nilou up. These aren't ordered, by the way, because Lauma Nilou is going to be real. I would still say it's a priority to level 100, but it's still gonna, it's at least going to be increased. You're probably, should you work towards 4 standard banner 5 stars? I don't know, but maybe you save it for next year and you get another 14% team DPS increase next year. I don't know. I will say it's not worth wishing for Nilou just so you can get the C1 increase. It's mostly,
I mean, right now he's assuming that the lineup stays the same, but your counter resets at the end of the year, right? I don't think that either of those things are confirmed. Are they? I think it's very possible that the counter never gets reset. And should release an official note that is once for a lifetime? Damn. GG. Does that mean that every like non-broken character is gonna be C1 eventually? Because they'll add them? Like you'll be able to assume Linny C1, probably Risley C1, probably Navia C1, probably Xiangyun C1, probably Chiori C1, maybe Klein C1, definitely Sijuin C1, maybe Emily C1, probably not Molani. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do for the Notland ones, man.
Quality of life. So just throwing that out there, so no one wishes for these characters so that they can activate their constellation. But you know, if Lauman Nilu is doing 95k DPS, you know, her C1 maybe it pushes 100, her C2 wow. Now we're pushing 110. That's pretty good. However, activating your Hydro carry level 100, so your Kokomi maybe level 100, or your Hyper Bloom trigger level 100, that might go from 100k to 140k. So sure, this is a nice upgrade, but versus a level 100 character, we're competing with a 40% team DPS increase, so just be careful with that. It's probably still more worth it just to go for standard banner characters working way up to C6. I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but I really need to drill it into your head. Okay, Klee has a really bad C1, but C2 gives a defense reduction for all your characters, making her a decent support. She's already kind of a cope pyro option for overloaded teams as overloaded carries, namely Keqing, not Keqing, namely Chlorand and Varesa, but C2, from what I have gathered, it makes her the second best option as a pyro, except for Moika, only around 7% worse than Moika on Chlorand and Varesa team. I'm trying to get this fact checked right now. If I'm wrong, I'll link it in the comments. I think it's around this. You know, the other pyro options are nothing crazy. They're Bennett, which is about 9% worse than Moika. So this makes her just very slightly better than Bennett for Varesa teams and Chlorand team. Cool. Kokomi, C1 is a solid increase.
I have a feeling we're assuming a bit too much client uptime, or a bit too much showers uptime without off-field pyro.
Both quality of life and damage, and she has an OK C2. Again, the best use of Kokomi right now is going to be on Nilu Bloom teams, and working towards level 100 Kokomi is going to be much bigger than getting her Constellation 1 or 2. Ganyu C1 gives her a 4% team-wide damage increase for her Escoffier team, and she has a bad C2, so there you go. Mona can be a Escoffier team, and she has a bad character at C1. I say cope because just like other options are better, but it technically does work. And then she has a premium Skirk option at Constellation 4. So the nice part about picking Mona as a standard banner character is that if you do have Skirk, you're working towards a premium Skirk option. So you could pick Mona and then pick her again, and then you're getting close to C6, which is going to work towards level 100, and then maybe level 100 your Skirk if you really care about Skirk like that. We'll see if level 100 Skirk is anywhere near as worth it as level 100 on transformative reaction stuff, but pretty cool. Mona doing double duty there. Yai has an interesting Constellation 1. It gives her a big energy refund, which really matters for her off-field, which gives her a pretty big damage increase of around 15% damage if she's being used off field, and basically no increase if you're using her as an on fielder. And then C2,
is there a single team that actually gets a 15% increase from C1? I don't think there is. I mean, I guess, yeah, but that's not a real team. Up to 15% personal. Yeah, but if you obtain more personal damage through using burst more often, it also means you are lowering the rest of your team's DPS. You're not just not upgrading it, you're lowering it. Which is actively bad.
Assuming that on-fielder uses Fischl, which I will say doesn't always happen, especially these days in overloaded teams. So I actually think this might be a bit outdated. This is assuming, this 0% is assuming you're running Fischl as an off-fielder, but you're probably running, if you're running Yai as an on-fielder, you're probably doing...
There's a lot of teams where you just outright don't use Yai burst. So, yeah, to me, it's not 15. I don't think it's ever 50.
Wika off-field, and probably Auroron as the off-field Electro, and then Chevruz. So that's not as much energy refund as Fischl, so I could see this being a bit bigger of an increase for Yai. And then her C2 is a pretty big personal damage increase. It's 15% coming from 0, or 30 total percent coming from 15. So Yai's got a pretty good Constellations 1 and 2, but she is a fairly underwhelming character at Constellation 0, so although these are quite good constellations, don't expect your Yai to just be doing crazy damage. I went with personal damage instead of team increase because it's harder to calculate team increase on a character that's, you know, used on a bunch of different teams. Shenhe is not a useless C1. She has a very nice quality of life for front-loading energy for Stygian Onslaught. It's also nice for Skirk because sometimes Skirk uses her burst mode into her normal attack mode, and then using both Shenhe's hold and tap E while also creating more energy buffs Skirk's burst mode and her normal mode, which is, you know, a little bit of a bigger buff. It doesn't give more quills, but it does give the buff to both, which is kind of nice. And then her C2 is like a 5% team damage increase, which, considering, you know, Skirk damage is so high, 5% is not bad. This was actually with Ayaka, but I think it should be about the same for Skirk. I think the buffs apply in the same way. All in all, not terrible. If you like Shenhe like me, this is not terrible. Ito, quality of life from Constellation 1 makes his combos easier and a small damage increase, and then 9% increase from C2. It's a decent upgrade. Most of his like real Ito teams are close to hyper carry teams, so this is around the overall team damage increase you're going to be doing. Ito's cons are interesting because they're really good for a hyper carry, and this is the same with Inari. They're both basically the same situation. They're a small increase from C1 and a bigger increase from C2. If you're using them as a driver, well, Inari is a Hyper Bloom driver and Ayato, you know, is a driver kind of thing, or Farina Yelan or whatever, then it's kind of smaller increases to the overall team damage. But if you're using them as a hyper carry, you know, all the teams are buffing them. You know, Inari doesn't have like quite the same kind of hyper carry team, so maybe I'll remove that. But Ayato, you know, if you're using like Shalone and Bennett Farina, for example, just buffing Ayato, then this is more of a 6% or 8% and 20% increase, 7 and 20%, something like that. So, you know, if you're a huge Ayato simp, you can feel good about that. Baiju's C1 is okay for front loading energy for Stygian Onslaught, and his C2 is a fun quality of life that gives off-field Dendro application without ever having to switch him on. So overall, I don't think Baiju's like gonna be too used on too many teams. He's pretty good on Lamanilu teams, but again, that's gonna be a team that benefits usually from level 100 most likely, so it's gonna be better to save for that. But if you like Baiju, it is definitely a nice quality of life, and you can go for this. These numbers look insane for Dia. Massive number increases from her C1, C2, and C6, and her C4 as well. But her DPS is so low at a baseline that, you know, it's kind of cooked. However, you can feel good about picking Dia constellations and, hey, coping and building DPS Dia as you work towards that Masterless Stella Fortuna. So kind of a win for Dia lovers. You can do the smart meta thing as well as the fun thing. Choose constellations for your Dia. Shao, I don't know how many people are using Shao in the Stygian Onslaught.
I don't think there's that much more to say. The rest is probably just pretty straightforward. Bad. That's crazy. Or Diluc. I think Diluc C1 is actually more impactful than a lot of these characters' cons. Because Diluc C1 works on Plunge Diluc, so it's not completely worthless. But yeah. Alright. Alright. Oh boy. I don't quite understand what's happening here. Like, we're putting Daya in S plus because the increase to her personal damage from the C1 is really high. I guess. We're also putting Ganyu in S, which I assume is because Ganyu is, when you look at the rest of the characters here, one of the better carries. And her C1 isn't awful. It's just okay. But like then I don't know, man. Pretty sure they just check how big of a percentage personal DPS increase it is, ignoring how good the character's teams and damage. Oh, I don't think they did that. I think you're giving them way too much credit. If they did that, Nilo would be much higher. For personal DPS, Nila's C1 is one of the best ones on this list. And like, Albedo's an A. So I'm not quite sure I understand. This was good rage bait. Thank you. You didn't rage though? That's because I'm tired. I raged in my head. Okay, trust. It just didn't quite make it to my. Yeah. I didn't quite verbalize my ire. It was inner ire. Quiet quarrel. Anyways, let's do the stall chat. We stare. We pound. We pedal. Huge. Was it Emmys? Probably not. It's SQ? Maybe? Yeah. Maybe it's not Gecko, or maybe it's not Emmys. I'm tired as fuck, man. I don't remember what the first letter in SQ is. If it's an A or an E. Tip jar build. Ones? Nicks? That's crazy. Adjective that can precede owl or egret. What the fuck? What's an award that has on in it? Tonys. Sly? Is it an A or an E? It was an A, chat. Let's go. Alright. That was not great, but I think with my fatigue it's an acceptable one. Let's do the angle. Ooh. Okay, that's a kind of a hard one for my tired brain. I think it's like 18. Oh. It's the other way around. My bad, bro. I'm tired. 344. GG.
Tennis. A noun meaning an indoor or outdoor. Scoop. A noun meaning a large ladle. The word originates. Clutch. A verb meaning to grasp or hold with or as if with the hand. Village. A noun meaning a settlement, usually. Spectral. An adjective meaning of. Heptad. A noun meaning a group of 7. Heptad originates from the Greek heptad, heptas, both derived from hepta meaning 7. Heptad. A noun meaning a group of 7. Heptad originates from the Greek heptad, heptas, both derived from hepta meaning 7. Heptad. A noun meaning a group of 7. Heptad originates from the Greek heptad.
Okay, nice.
Hallucinate. A verb meaning to affect with visions or imaginary. Oscillation. A noun meaning the action or state of oscillating.
I think it's 2 L's.
Oscillation. A noun
But I'm
meaning
not
the action
sure.
or state.
Okay, it is.
Bulwark. A noun meaning a solid wall-like structure raised for defense. Bowsprit. A noun meaning a large spar projecting forward from the stem of a ship. Bowsprit originates from Middle Low German Buchsprit, meaning bowpole. Bowsprit. A noun meaning a large spar projecting forward from the stem of a ship. Bowsprit originates from Middle Low German Buchsprit, meaning bowpole. Bowsprit. A noun meaning a large spar projecting forward from the stem of a ship. Bowsprit originates.
Easy clap.
Hyperion. A noun meaning a titan and the father of Ea. Rapprochement. A noun meaning establishment of or state of having cordial relations. From Middle French rapprocher.
Fuck, is it 2 P's? I think it's 2 P's. Dude, double consonants in French are so cringe sometimes. I think this one is 2 P's, but I'm not sure. It is, okay, bet.
Lama. A noun meaning a Tibetan Buddhist monk.
Why didn't I let the fucking definition play out? That's the one with 1 L. Fucking hell, dude.
Ouagadougou. A geographical name meaning city and capital of Burkina Faso, in the central part of the country population. Ouagadougou. Ouagadougou.
Alright, bro.
Ouagadougou.
Is there an oo before? Or is that just the TTS being an idiot?
Ouagadougou. A geographical name meaning city and capital of Burkina Faso, in the central part of the country population,
Maybe it says it again.
175,223. Ouagadougou.
It doesn't.
A geographical Ouagadougou.
Okay, GG.
Gallium. A noun meaning a blue.
Yeah. Okay, sure. that's so French, by the way. That's so French. Holy. But yeah, like I could have gotten this one if I let the definition play out. I know that the like Dalai Lama is written with only one L, but I pressed enter before I realized that it wasn't talking about the animal. GG. Man, I feel like an idiot. Let's do the Genshin duel. Bro, we lost a big streak on the Genshin duel yesterday. We were like 180 or something. We lost a 50-50 to Tusco Ororon because I was trying to speedrun it. And I guessed, Kachina? On my fourth guess, when I should have guessed either Tusco or Ororon. Whatever. It's over. Trial Monsat released long after Kea. Many mortals fear lightning. Incomprehensible. Fear of something so common. That could be a few characters. That's Xiao, isn't it? Yeah. What is that? That looks like a healing ability. Is that Arlecchino? No, right? I don't know. It is! Oh my god! Because I was like, this kind of looks like her mark. And she has a passive that prevents her from healing. That's crazy. I'm actually kind of goated with it. I feel like that was a great fucking guess. Okay. It's a bird. Let's try official. Glasses and a bird. Alright. Wind destruction. I'm gonna be so for real with you guys. I have no fucking clue who this is. Who the hell is a wind destruction? Like, that's gotta be a recent character. My Day's Destruction, but I know he's not wind. I don't remember what he is. I know Finon is not wind. I think he was like physical or imaginary. But I tried to guess him a couple days ago. It could be Saber. I don't know what Saber is. Could be Archer. I don't know what Archer is. Is there anyone else it could be? Probably, but I'm too lazy to try to figure it out. Oh. Oh, that's gonna be Saber then. Bet. Archers hunt. Sabers. Okay. Bet. Quote. Life is ephemeral, and I only wish to be a piercing arrowhead, to be the hunt, until my very last breath. Who wants to be the hunt? No one wants to be the hunt. What the fuck? Isn't being the hunt cringe and shit? Like, aren't the hunt losers? Who's a hunt character that was released after I stopped playing? I mean, the Fate characters wouldn't have direct references to factions. So it's probably not Archer. Fei Shao, maybe? Yeah. Yeah. That's, is that Trailblazer? Yeah. Easy. Sword. I'm gonna guess Yunli. Oh. Okay. I guess I'm just the goat. Ben. It's not a Ben day. Ellen. It's not an Ellen day. Attack. Neither of these two bosses. Let's try... Harumasa. Oh. Alright, but... Let's do the Annie Guesser. Gee. I wonder who this could be. Why couldn't it be character? I know this guy's name. It's like, it's Nanami. I never know the characters' names. But I remember this guy's name because people thirst over him on Twitter all the time. Oh. I don't know what this is. 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 Might as well guess something that's... Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's 3 words for alternate title. And this is 3 words, so maybe. Who knows? Perhaps. Okay, no. GG. I tried. Why is there French on my screen right now? Why is there French on my screen? And why are 5 of the items on this list the same thing? No, 6 of the items on this list are just a box. Like, why not 6 boxes? Also, one of the items on this list is 1 dozen. And also, one of the items on this list is 10 meters. I'm very confused. Oh, wait. Is that like the item and this is the quantity? Oh. What is this? Corde serviette? What? I don't know. I don't know what this is, man. GG. That's the Don Machi character, right? And it's like Ain or something. No. It's a 3-letter name that starts with AI. I think. Hey, yeah, that's the one. Oops. This, I don't know. This, I think that's Chainsaw Man. That looks like Chainsaw Man, but I don't know who this is. Oh. Oh. Maybe I could have gotten this one. I wouldn't have gotten her name, though. I mean, that's Bulma, right? That looks like the sort of Coomer that you see on Fire Force. And I think that's a Fire Force uniform. I don't know the other ones. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know any of these. GG. Recent manga. Not too recent manga. Drama, not adventure or fantasy. Maybe romance? Drama, romance? Fairly recent? Or maybe not romance. Yeah, Oshinoko's a good guess, actually. Fruits. Actually, I think Fruits Basket is rated higher than 8.5. It's not. Okay, never mind. It's not romance. It's drama school. Blue box. Kaguya-sama. It's not romance. Skip to Loafer. Is that really rated below 8.2? No shot. No shot. Yeah, okay. That makes more sense. I know that one. I know that one. I know that one. I know that one. It's a really fun one to play, but it's been too long since I practiced it properly. GG. Don't know this. Oh. It's not that. Wait. Is it? Oh yeah, it is. Okay. The aesthetic of this anime is a lot lighter than I remembered. My god. I don't know this. What the fuck is this? Bro. The fuck is going on, man? I don't know this, man. I am at a loss. Yeah, I don't know. The big O. Maybe I could have just tried to guess it. Cause it, I guess the lyrics are just big O. It's loading now. Okay, GG. Damn, it's kind of cooked. Hmm. Oh, 7 time? I don't know. I'm tired. But if I find inspiration, I'm not opposed to the idea of not ending stream just yet. When will you post Loma post release? Whenever it's ready. I don't think it's ready yet. Okay, that's not ready yet, so probably not today. Hmm. Time for this. Is that the Eula video? Okay, dude. Okay, dude. It wasn't funny, but it really took me by surprise. True. Cooked. Oh yeah, Mona Omen doesn't pop early against the Raiden boss. That's true. Holy. This is level 100, chat. Let's keep that in mind. This is difficulty 4. Menacing. Oh. I'm noticing a tiny bit of a timer jump from 1 minute 46 to 51 seconds, and it lost like 10% of its HP. Oops. Oh yeah, the fuck. I forgot to put this back. No!
Could
Sorry.
it break
Sorry.
curse?
Difficulty 5 Tulpa, while less annoying, is definitely more challenging. The mini Tulpas are a lot stronger, and while they do get one-shot by Cryo, this can be quite annoying to pull off with melee character auto-targeting. But the real killer is the shield. You need damage to break through this, and unfortunately, Eula does not gain burst stacks while hitting it, making her burst
Wait,
contribute...
really? I did not know that. That's so funny. That's so
Very
funny.
Maybe she
That's
really
so
is a washed
funny.
up unit. You know what? It's Eula. She deserves it. She's been through the trenches, okay? Boom! 1 mil! Let's go, dude! This team right here is the reason I keep Bennett C5, bro. Because I want to play him with Eula. That's literally it. Wait, that's it. C6 Bennett! Oh yeah, look at this DPS. Arlecchino who? Mavika who? Range Slasher is actually a cracked weapon for this. Bonus damage against enemies affected by Hydro plus a huge amount of EM equals massive vapes. As for my artifacts, this is what I got. 4-piece Glad with some pretty decent rolls. Also, Loki, this piece could be cracked. While I'm leveling this up, I do want to mention the fact that I am so grateful for all the support I've received on my videos lately. It actually makes me so happy to see you guys enjoying my content so much. And to those of you who's asked about like live streaming, I am going to start streaming on Twitch next week, so do go over and drop a follow if you want to catch those. And also, make sure...
Any shoutouts? Lords?
you're subscribed. Anyways, let's see it. 777. After that feather, I then remembered that since I'm not going to be using my burst, why not just use
Put the name on the screen.
Shima. Manawas. I have absolutely cracked pieces on this set, and it gives more damage bonus. And my testing did confirm this is my best vape Eula build. 69k, bro. Except for when I switched to Shimenawa's Reminiscence, I made one mistake. Yeah, this hurts to look back at. It looks like Eula is going to be playing Reminiscence. I made one mistake. Yeah, this hurts to look back at. It looks like Eula is going to be playing with a cryo goblet for a little bit. I mean, can you blame me? She's a physical unit, but she's also cryo, and I'm playing her as a pyro unit. Like, I was bound to get confused at some point. Now back to the Hydrotulpa. Yelan really isn't going to do much against this enemy, so listen. Is Xiangling gonna end up doing more damage than Eula? Maybe. Does that diminish her value in the team? Yeah, a little bit, but I don't care. Also, while Kazuha would be pretty good, Nahida will allow me to take care of the mini Tulpas easily, while also giving an EM bonus and allowing my Eula and Xiangling to proc Burgeon. So with my new Eula squad, I fought the difficulty for Tulpa once more to test out my damage. We're gonna get some Burgeons in today, bro. Wait, this damage is actually good, bro. Hello? Wait, dude, I'm actually destroying it.
That's so funny, by the way.
Wait, this
Pyronado hitting
damage
for
is
45k.
actually
Ella normal attacks 7k.
good, bro. Hello? Wait, dude, I'm
In the
actually
Bennett burst still 7k.
destroying this thing.
Oh, that's so
I'll be back.
I got killed. Bennett is
That's
such a double-edged sword. But
so
wait, this is this is actually doing damage, guys. This was supposed to be a joke. What? I am staying delusional that Eula's damage is actually contributing here, and it's not all Xiangling. Ignore that I have a 5-star weapon on her. Oh, come on. Those are some big numbers, bro. Those are some big numbers. 39k vapes from Eula, bro. Ignore that Xiangling's doing 53k a tick, bro. Look at Eula, bro. Look at her go. Come on, Eula! Wait, I'm actually beating it. Vaporize Eula's actually working. Get him, get him, get him. Dude!
Holy.
Bro, how did that work? No way, bro. Oh my god. Yo. So you can tell, I was genuinely surprised. I did not think Vaporize Eula would do this well. Furthermore, this team had the perfect counter to the Fearless Tulpa's ability. Nahida slowly but reliably takes care of the mini Tulpas, and Xiangling is able to double Pyronado, allowing us to get past the shield phase. And with this one not constantly running across the map, this actually seemed possible.
Nice and split. Shut her.
Yes, we got it, we got it, we got it. Let's go. No!
Damage doesn't look like it's quite there, honestly.
Why does that feel like it's so doable? That was without you. Wait, why does this feel so actually doable? It's actually, this is stupid. This is the stupidest thing I've ever done that might work. I think the fact of the matter is my Eula's artifacts are just like perfect. I don't think I can get a better Eula build. Nahida is pretty much as good as she can get. Xiangling, my Eula sub DPS. To be clear, Eula sub DPS. Most definitely not anything else, for sure. Yeah, I could go this piece. Tiny bit more damage. I mean, dude, there is something I could do. There is one thing I could do. Dude, if only I had R5 Rain Slasher, bro. If only. Rain Slasher on this man. Yeah. Yo, no, there's no way I do it. There's no. Oh, wait, come on, Rain Slasher, please. Oh, the flute. All right, that was a horrible.
Deserved for a weapon banner.
Life choice. There you go. What's her attack going from? Attack's going from 1182 to 1199.
Plus 17?
Against 17 attack. But level 90 Xiangling might make the difference. I'm not even gonna lie, because she's triggering Burgeons, and Burgeons scale with character level, I'm pretty sure.
That is true.
So like, wait, I'm cooking. Oh, bro, I was not close, to be honest. Man, I don't know though. That seemed like a good run, and it wasn't. I'll give it a few more tries. See if I can get closer to that. I don't know, I feel like this is theoretically plausible. But try after try, I still wasn't getting there. So what if there was another way? Sure, Vape Eula is fun, and she honestly does decent damage when you give her the right gear and a bunch of elemental mastery. But what if the secret was to give her even more elemental mastery? Think about it. If Eula is secretly the most slept on character, then it makes sense she also has the most slept on reaction. If you didn't know, there is a reaction in the game that occurs when a blunt attack hits a frozen enemy, causing shatter, dealing damage similar to how Overload works. And just like Overload, this damage scales on character level and elemental mastery. So maybe I need to put her on full elemental mastery. Now we're talking. And do you remember who can buff this elemental mastery even more? Nahida. So it only makes sense to have her in the team. And then why not bring in Eula's premium teammate from her old squad and build her full EM? Then of course have Rosaria join in and yes, it's working. Topa, you stand no chance. Face my Eula and perish. You can't shatter boss enemies. Alright, but the whole Hyper Boom strategy was not a bad idea, it just didn't work out. Eula still just sucks against the shield phase. So, to my surprise, Eula's only hope to beat this was C6 Bennett and Rain Slasher. Thankfully, as I was regearing her, I finally figured out that I was on a f***ing cryo goblet this whole time. Wait. Oh no. Oh no, no. Yep, I'm dumb as shit. There's no way. Oh my god. And after fixing that, I created my perfect Eula build. Now that's a perfect build, bro. Double crowned, beautiful ratio, tons of EM. The only possible upgrade would be for her weapon. But there's no way I'm actually going to do more pulls for a raid. Give me the freaking Overload one again, please. Thank you. Okay, I'm locking in Shogun Insta. That's with no Suki. Okay, I don't think I've seen. I don't. Your Zhao doesn't have. W puts me at exactly 6. Sacra. The odds are to keep going.
I can't.
I don't know what I'm doing. It's too late. Pulling for R5 Rain Slasher. Is my brain broken? I don't know what I'm doing. It's too late. I'm in too deep. I have to do it. Hello, me. Rain's worst idea is through Xiangling. I didn't try. Well, that was... Hey, you can't say I didn't try. Upgrade my team more was through Xiangling. And while I was feeling confident that crowning her would get me there, that wasn't an option for 2 more days. So I kept trying to see if this would actually be possible with some slight optimizations. I spent hours off camera seeing how close I could get, and eventually had one attempt that went near perfect. A unicorn of a run that if I hadn't died on Eula, would have been so close. But close doesn't complete the bounty. Friday was here, and as I farmed up my talent books, I was nervous, unsure if this really would be enough, and so many things kept eating away at me. I dreamt about Eula rotations through the night leading up to this, and although I knew from the previous day that it should be possible, my worries were soon justified. I crowned Xiangling and switched Bennett onto Instructor, figuring that with the Burgeons, my team would make better use of the EM bonus. And with these 2 changes, I began my attempts. However, things quickly felt different. My damage seemed great, but I was struggling to recreate the perfect run from the other day, plagued by bad RNG and misplays.
What a sorry.
But I did get close.
Beg for mercy.
Bro, I'm actually so close. So in order to up my chances, I decide to pull out my final trick. Listen, I think Eula her build is great. Her build is great. I mean, her artifacts are good, her weapon is good. She's putting in 100k every normal attack string. Every 4 of those, she's putting in like 100k. It's not bad. Sure, Xiangling does 200k in that time, but like, that's not the point. Anyways, Xiangling though, I think we can upgrade her more. I'm gonna be honest, I think upgrading Xiangling more is the play. Because her artifacts are good, but like, they could be better. Especially if I get like a 1-to-2 ratio here, it just might be the play. And I'll be honest, the thing that really holds me back is I don't have a good ER Sans and emblem. Like I got that. It's time to put it to use, bro. I have 4 sanctifying elixirs and it only costs 2 to make a Sans. I need this for Shogun, and right now I need it for Xiangling. So go big or go home.
Oh, no.
Boom. 3-liner, HP percent. That it could be worse. It could be much worse.
How could it be worse? I'm quite curious, actually, in what way a 3-liner with HP could be worse.
It could be much, much worse. That's not a bad start right there. That's not a bad start. Pray to the stove gods. Let's see what we can do, bro. Let's see what we can do. I mean, first we gotta find out what the fourth stat is. If it's elemental mastery or attack percent, we're chilling, okay? Defense percent. This looks eerily similar to a previous situation I've been in. Dude, come on. 2 of these rolls are guaranteed to go into crit, at least. I don't want a repeat of the last sands. No way. It's the same thing as last time! How? How does this keep happening to me? As I went through the stages of grief, I desperately tried to further optimize my Xiangling build. I spent the next hour switching around artifacts, trying different weapons, and was met with failure over and over. But with failure comes experience, and with experience comes wisdom. And I learned 3 things. 1. Since Xiangling makes my rotations 20 seconds, I can run Thrilling Tales on Nahida. And since her burst snapshots the buffs, I was able to be pretty flexible with when I used it. Expanding on that, since Xiangling snapshots buffs, she only needs to stand in Bennett buff for a moment to get its effect. This means I can use Bennett off cooldown and weave in Eula more often to minimize downtime. And lastly, Huoba is awesome and deserve to be leveled to 9. And with my new changes, I got my closest run yet.
Yeah, that's actually just bad RNG. That would have been a clear if he didn't shield up that early. GG.
So I would have beaten it if it didn't shield up again.
GG.
Yeah, if he didn't shield up there, I'm pretty sure I beat it. Once again, I felt like this was possible. I was 1 RNG check away from my unicorn run. And with that motivation, I pressed on to try and beat this challenge. Damn it. No, no, why?
Oh, that's the one.
Yes, yes, Eula, Eula.
No. Okay, that's actually just sad. That's, dude. Oh god.
No, no, no. Bro. No. Eula, no, no. I can't die on Eula there. I can't die on Eula there, bro. Bro, how do you even...
Did she die to virgin? That's so funny. That's so funny.
Bro, how do you even die, bro? If Eula didn't die, I beat it. How did she even die? I was going to give up. Defeated, just thinking about how I needed 1 more crit roll, 1 more constellation, or 1 more refinement, and that without those, it just wasn't possible. But that's when it hit me. How to play Eula the way Genshin intended. They didn't intend for her to play with certain artifacts or a certain team or even a specific weapon. They intended her to be played with perseverance. To be played with a mix of willpower and stubbornness that lets you try and try, reset and reset until you do get perfect enemy behavior, until you do get perfect combos, until you do get every crit. Eula isn't just a character. She's an ideal that as long as you don't give up, you can do anything. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes! Yes! I did it! Anything except dire difficulty.
This is a good video. This is what playing Milani feels like. Alright. Milani catching stray is true. Alright, chat, I think that's gonna be it for today. Like I said at the start, shorter stream because I'm fucking omega tired. Tomorrow, I don't know what we'll do tomorrow. We'll do some interesting and fun things. Probably. Alright. Raid Jamie. Okay. I'll raid Jamie. Oh. He's got tier maker open. Oh no. I'm gonna go say hi to Jamie. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.